All right, and we are live once again for Shooting the Shiz with DK and the Schwag. Getting to become a pattern again. It's nice to get back on a roll together.
It is nice. We were supposed to have a guest tonight, but he's in the studio recording, Jerry Montano, and we'll get back to him. I mean, we can't hold it against people, especially when they're doing a new album. But so if you don't know, folks, Jerry, who was going to be on the show, we'll probably get him on in a week or two. This guy's played with everybody, Danzig. Hell yeah. So if you're a metal guy, he's played with, gosh, I don't know. He's got a new band, Destroyer X. He's been on tour with everybody from Slayer, Megadeth, Metallica. I mean, with his bands playing. So we'll get Jerry back in here. And tonight, we only got 11? Okay. Tonight we will take some questions from everybody. We'll talk about what you and I got going on. And we'll just shoot the shiz together, right?
Yeah, absolutely. That's what it's all about. Shooting the shiz. We already got Tony, Antonio France, Mike's mom, Phil's creepy vids is here. Hey, Facebook user. We got Joel Callison here, and we got Thomas Bruce, who's making those, producing the VHS boxes you see behind me.
Oh,
we
yeah.
got some more cool ones coming. Yeah. So already a good group in here. But yeah, I mean, it's kind of nice to have a stream with me and you. We haven't had that in a while, and we could sit and talk to everybody in the chat a little more and interact, where it gets a little crazy when we have a guest on and we're all talking. And I feel like sometimes we're ignoring you guys out there. So tonight's all about you in the chat and asking Brett some questions, asking me some questions, and we're happy to answer them. And we'll also be talking about some random topics tonight, I guess. Conventions, your new trailer dropped.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
excited to talk about that. We'll play that tonight too.
We get to play the trailer. I was talking to Sean C. Phillips all day about, I'm all excited about the Desert Fiends. So I've been bugging him. That's the director of Desert Fiends and writer. And I've been talking to him. Said, when are we filming again? Let's go. And he's like, easy, buddy, easy. Hold your horses. So that's great. We'll drop that trailer. We got a bunch of appearances coming up. We both have watched some movies. I made some suggestions to you about a TV show, which our boy Michael Toth listened to and power watched the whole thing. So we'll get his thoughts on that. And yeah, man. Yeah. We're it's sometimes like you said, yeah, sometimes it's nice not to, have to, because look at, I came up with, you can come up with questions for guests, right? But you can also sit there, and then when you feel like you don't have enough to talk to them about, sometimes you get there and you get a little bummed and you're like, oh man, I don't know what's going on. When you and I can just BS a storm up, and we don't have to really worry about,
we can just go off topic. We can become unfocused for a little bit, which is always nice, and talk about anything where we don't feel like we're going way off course. So I love these kind of streams, and yeah, we do have a lot of cool things to talk about. So I'm excited for tonight. We were talking about it last night. We're like, well, if Jerry can't make it, we'll be ready to rock and roll and do a live stream with everybody in the chat and talk about some conventions and indie projects and indie movies. And yeah, I really like that Desert Fiends trailer. That was really good. I think you really stand out in it, and it was a great trailer.
That was good to, I got a little sick on it, but we were trying to figure out. I thought maybe in the middle of filming, because I did 3 days in a row when I went up there, and sometimes you can be allergic to latex. Some people are. I never have been in the past, but we used a latex adhesive, silicone adhesive. Maybe it's a silicone adhesive, and I thought maybe because I was starting to have some problems with my eyes. I was getting some headaches, and it wasn't that, and it probably was what we call a ocular migraine, or my diabetes acting up, which got my eyes blurry and gave me the migraines. And that is getting better, which is great, because May, June, and July, for God's sakes. We got so much. I mean, I have every single weekend in May, I'm out of town, which we'll talk about in a little bit. And but it was so cool, you know, getting up there and filming with a lot of these guys. Joe Gonzalez, I'm going to be in his video. Dirty Joe coming up. He's doing a music video. He was one of our mutants, the D-head mutant. And so that's going to be exciting to get to be in his video. And it was such a cool deal to be on that set. And I think with Eric Yoder and his crew making this masks and stuff, it's I think Sean C. Phillips has got a really good chance at getting a little franchise kind of, you know, cult classic movie going on here. And I'm just excited to be a part of it. It was nice to be able to get in there and do some improv. You know, Sean is one of those directors that he goes, okay, you know, I got the script every night. So I would say, hey, just send me the sides so I can make sure what I'm doing the next day. And we get there and he, you know, I could stick to it or I could kind of keep, you know, improv a little bit. And he liked me improv. And so it was great to be funny and creative and, you know, you know, go for it like that. So, hey, why don't we throw that trailer on?
Yeah, that's what I was just kind of looking up. So if it looked like I wasn't paying attention, I was listening to you and I got the trailer all ready.
I'm talking a little too much.
To roll. No. It worked out perfect because I was looking up Desert Fiends trailer and getting it ready. So it works out good. I'll share it out here. Let's see. Here we go. We'll play it on the full screen. Oh, I think I hit the mute on it.
Just need some volume.
There we go.
No volume.
Are you not getting any volume? Hold on a sec. Hold on.
Yeah. Oh, there's Joe right there.
Yeah, I don't know what's going on. StreamYards is wonky. I'll stop sharing.
Well, we weren't getting we weren't getting sound from the video, so
yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Let me try sharing it out. Maybe there was just something up with it on this share. See if it works this time.
Okay.
All right. Got it on the screen here. Got it on the full screen. Let me know right away if you hear sound.
Nothing.
Do
you have it down there on the sound? Do you have it turned up? Go down to the sound down there.
I can hear the sound on mine.
Oh.
I'm right on YouTube. Yeah. I don't know.
Well, I don't know if anybody else
I'm sure if you're not hearing it, they're not hearing it. I'm hearing it on YouTube. So
well, it was
the thought that counts.
Yeah, it was a thought that counts. It was a pretty cool experience. And, you know, I think that with Sean and I think they're going to get some really good publicity out of this. And, you know, with the amount of actors that were in it that are, you know, big names, Tom Arnold, Biling, and, you know, Scout Taylor Compton and Robert Lasardo and Michael Paré. I hope I'm saying his name. I always say it wrong.
Michael
probably.
Paré. Isn't it Paré?
Michael Paré, yeah. So he's in it. So, you know, and then all the mutants were great. A lot of these guys, I don't know if they were actors or not, but everybody he had in did a great job. And I think one of our guys did a lot of theater, and I'm trying to think of his name. Maybe if Nicole Vegas gets on, she can tell us what the guy with the very big boulders on his head, and I'll just say that I forget his name. But yeah, it was great. It was good. It was good filming it, and I'm excited. They got that trailer together really quick, so it should be. I think it's going to be a big deal.
Well, I'll ask real quick. It's being released early too. It's not going to take that long before it's released, is it?
Well, I think I think Eric Yoder, our special effects guy, is doing who's also a director, is doing the editing on it. So it depends on how quick he can get it edited.
That trailer was fast, man.
Yeah, but then it also depends on if they can, the distributor and who they're going to, sell it to. If it's going to go on, Amazon, if it's going to go on, Prime, if it's going to go on Tubi, if it's, going to go on to some of these other streaming places that we watch all our stuff. And I will tell you this. Prime Video, Amazon, Prime Video has got a lot of good movies on it because we pay for that. And Tubi, I've been going over Tubi lately. A lot of good stuff. Tubi has added a lot of stuff that you and I grew up on. As a matter of fact, I've been watching my old roommates' movies. I've been doing the Maniac Cop. 1, 2, and 3 over the last couple of nights. And I forgot how good 1 and 2 were. And, Bill Lustig, the director, Robert Zadar, who was my old roommate. We'll talk about that in a second. Bruce Campbell. So people, I forgot. I mean, I didn't forget, but had to remind myself that Bruce Campbell was a big part. Oh yeah, Tom Atkins. Come on, Tom Atkins. Robert Davi, who used to be in everything.
Oh yeah.
But the first two, Maniac Cop 1 and Maniac Cop 2, are so good, and it was so fresh, and it was such a good idea. And Robert Zadar was so good in it. God, I really loved it. I was living with Robert. Robert used to come to a big nightclub I used to work called Vertigo in downtown LA. And I was like, oh, it's the Maniac Cop. It's, Tango and Cash, Mobsters, and a whole bunch of other movies he was in. And, I was just starting out doing my acting at the time. And I remember, I was like, oh, it's a big deal. He was always very nice to me. And then he said, hey, I'm looking for a roommate if you know anybody. And I'm like, hey, I'm looking for a place to go stay as well. So I moved in with Robert, which was pretty cool. And it was right, whether it was right when he was filming Maniac Cop 3. And I remember we had the mask at the house, and it was so cool. And if I would have been a little smarter, I would have tried to snag that thing.
Yeah, no kidding. Huh?
Because there was always, he was filming. I was like, man, Rob, you got to get your roommate in this movie. I was a big Bill Lustig fan, obviously, from all the stuff he's directed. Maniac, the original Maniac. Not the remake of Maniac, which was
the 1980 version.
Oh my God! One of my favorite posters of all time. That's one of my Fulci zombie poster. We Are Going to Eat You, and the Maniac poster are two of my favorite posters of all time, and I think they are both in like a top 25 horror posters in someone's list somewhere. So 85 people in the chat room right now. If anybody want to comment on Maniac Cop?
We'll go through some of the people in the chat that we haven't addressed yet. I said hi to Phil's Creepy Vids is here. Great YouTuber. Check out his channel. Joel Kylison's here. Thomas Bruce. Tony's here. Anson Days. What's up, Facebook user? I think I saw that friend. Kyle Rappaport, Movie Buff One's here. Check out his channel. He's also got a Facebook page. Looks like you're feeling better, Brett. Yeah, that's good to see, Brett.
Thank you.
Happy that
yeah, appreciate it.
I know it was a real struggle the last few weeks.
Let me tell you, when you can't drive, when your eye is getting wonky, if you folks want to Google something, Google kaleidoscope vision, and then you'll see what I was dealing with. And it was I shouldn't have drove home from Vegas from filming Desert Fiends. My wife said, how about I fly up? And I think she knew I was going to say no. But for a second there, I was like, you might have to fly up, or I might have to pay somebody to drive me home and then pay for a flight for them to come back to Vegas. But yeah, we got through it. Thank you, guys.
What is going on, Paul Nada? And yeah, it was a great trailer. Desert Fiends, I believe he's talking about. What is going on, Facebook user? Desert Fiends is awesome. The trailer was amazing. I can't wait to see your part in the movie, Brett. And I'm also going to be in that film too. I believe that's Kyle Rappaport. It says Facebook user, but I got a feeling it's him because I know he's got a little role in that movie as well. And yeah, you were a standout in that movie. Coke Bear movie, excellent, so funny. I just actually watched Cocaine Bear today.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah, I kind of was tired. I missed the end. Like I was trying to watch it and I kept like in and outing on it. It was funny. It was good. There were some cool kills. It was what I expected it to be. I wasn't disappointed or anything with the movie. I thought it was a lot of fun. I would have went to see it in the theater, but did come out real quick on Peacock.
Yeah, it's we paid for it. We paid a couple bucks to go watch it on when it first came out on streaming. So, I mean, we liked it. I thought
Ray Liotta, just so great to see him on that. Was that his last role, I believe?
I think it was his last role. So, in honor of since we're talking about, see if I can get that there. I'm wearing a nice brand new Maniac Cop shirt.
Yeah.
Nice. So I think I don't know if that's Fright Rags or somebody. But
Terror Threads and Fright Rags. I've bought shirts for both of them. Actually, I think this is Terror Threads right here, but I have some Fright Rags stuff. Both companies, I always get top-notch shirts.
Cocaine Bear, like Terrifier 2, got a big buzz. Obviously was when you get that big buzz and everybody's like, oh, Terrifier 2, Cocaine Bear. Now, I like Terrifier 2 a lot better than Cocaine Bear. Yeah. But Cocaine Bear had some money behind it, had some good actors in it. So they're gonna get the exposure, they're gonna get the commercials, which they did. And it's a name, right? So it's like Cocaine Bear. If you heard that, you'd be like, oh, I gotta go see it. Which I had to go see. So they did well. I don't think it'll get a sequel. Something tells me, but it's also spawned. It spawned all these other, quick movies, right? Meth Gator, Crackcoon, which I was supposed to be in, but
that's unfortunate.
But it's so it was fun. I mean, I don't know what people. If the people are talking about Cocaine Bear, I don't know if
I got to scroll down. Coke Bear was excellent, so funny. How was it? What was it like on the set, Brett, working with Sean? Somebody's asking.
So Sean C. Phillips has directed a lot of. He's done a lot of movies, right? But he was. I think this was one of his. I could be wrong. One of his first times he had a really, really big crew, and he had a lot of people. And Michael, his first AD, did a really good job. So he got to be more of a director instead of having to worry about everything. In my opinion, just from talking to Sean, and Nicole Vegas did a really good job, and way over than what she needed to do as a producer. And her whole family was there helping and working.
Charlie Hustle. She's Charlie Hustle out there. That girl's full of energy.
Yeah.
She's awesome.
And she doesn't do drugs.
No,
which is amazing.
I don't know where she finds the energy. I think she drinks more energy drinks than I do, but she's awesome. She's great. It's what she did for that film, just bringing in attention. Anywhere she went. I mean, that girl just she's outgoing, personable, and you always see her at these cool things. And yeah, I love watching Nicole Vegas.
So Sean was real cool to work with, and like I said, he lets you. He just trusts you and says, hey, and then I would do something and I would say, what do you think? And he'd go, that's great. That's very funny. I love it. So once he says that, once a director tells you that, especially if you're working on a lower budget film where there's not $50 million behind it, or you're not, I got to work with some really good actors. I've also worked with people where, I was frightened, like Robin Williams before, where I was just, I'm just going to do my stuff. I'm not going to make waves. I'm not going to say anything. I just want to, I want to live in the moment and love to work with the director, Christopher Columbus, not the guy who discovered the world, but who's directed a bunch of movies, who was a great director. So Sean was so good and let me improv and do my thing. And so it was a pleasure and a fresh. That's not fresh is not the right word, but it was fun to do.
And you got to go to Nightmare Toys too and hang out with Christy Adams.
For God's sakes, Nightmare Toys in Vegas, folks, and Nightmare Cafe. their new place right next door. Great. What it is it's a destination. It's becoming a destination. So if you go to Vegas, you got to stop by Nightmare Toys. You got to stop by right next door to the Nightmare Cafe. Really good food. Yeah, got to sign at both places. We signed at first. I was like, why am I signing at both places? But it was great. Signed at Nightmare Cafe for 2 hours. Went next door to Nightmare Toys. What I did in like 4.5 hours, tremendous. A lot of people there. Got rid of almost everything I had. Christy and Philip and the guys over at Nightmare Toys, they took some stuff. We got some signed stuff for them, so they will, if in case anything ever happens to me. Nightmare Toys is sitting on a bundle. The prices will probably go up, but check them out. They got some really good stuff and some unique stuff that we signed over there for them. So from the Crazies and Texas Chainsaw Massacre, they got some Funko Pops, Terror Tunes, and a bunch of pictures. So check out their stuff. And it's a great place to go, John. If we go to Vegas, we may have to do.
I've never been to Vegas in my life. Never. I've never been. I definitely got to go. See, I think I would have enjoyed it more in my 20s and my 30s. And now in my mid 40s, it's kind of like, yeah, man, I always did want to go in my 20s and 30s. In my 40s, I'd like to go, but maybe a night or two. I wouldn't want to party all weekend.
Yeah, I used to go out there every weekend. I used to hang with a bunch of guys out there. We rode motorcycles together. So when we were out there, I would drive up every Thursday and come home Sunday, or drive up Friday morning, or ride the Harley up. So, you can take Vegas in doses. It's not for everybody, right? And if you gamble, don't go. If you want to check out some cool shows, see some cool stuff, then go and have a good time. But yeah, more than 3 days, more than 4 days, you're going to get burnt on it, in my opinion, of course. And, at our age, I don't mind going up. But there's some, I want to go see the Grand Canyon or something, or go see the Hoover Dam up there, or go stop by, Tom Devlin's Monster Museum up there, so. But definitely, Christy.
Oh, go ahead.
No, Christy. Nightmare Toys, Nightmare Cafe is definitely a place you want to stop by if you get up there.
Oh, I definitely.
Tell them we sent you.
Yeah. I think Vegas is like 20 hours away. I'd love to go to Vegas at some point. And if I did go to like the Las Vegas itself and did one night, I'm not a gambler, but I love Texas Hold'em, so I'd want to find like a Texas Hold'em tournament. So it's not like you're gambling, and you pay to buy in, and that's all I'd do. I'd play the tournament. If I get knocked out in the first 5 minutes, that's great. If not, that's all I got to spend. And my earphones just went out.
Oh, you're both of them or one?
Well, only one was working.
Well, can you hear me?
I can hear. Am I getting an echo?
No, I hear you fine.
All right. Well, if you're hearing me fine, I'm not. As long as there's not like a reverb coming from the computer, because the sound.
No, nothing.
My computer. If I can get some feedback, let me know, and I'll.
There's I've made a couple suggestions.
Back on its own.
Oh, good. I made a couple suggestions for some shows for you to watch.
Once I can hear you.
And one of them was Beef. Not horror, not a horror movie, but Stephen Yeun, Ali Wong, and I was like, I really want to watch a show called Beef. I don't know, I like Stephen Yeun. I was blown away. Michael Toth, our artist buddy and our friend of ours, he power watched it. I told you just got to get through that first episode, and it's going to be wild. And folks, if you haven't watched Beef, the series, 10 episodes, I feel they could have done without the 10th episode, could have ended on the 9th, and it was just perfect. But really, I don't know if anybody's been watching it, but really good acting, very violent, very well written, great acting. I don't know what else to say. What did you think? You got to watch the first episode, right?
Give me 1 sec.
Yeah.
The headsets went off, but hold on.
What about anybody else in the chat room? Have you guys been watching? Has anybody watched Beef or John's favorite, Yellow Jackets?
I actually got through. I know I watched the first 2 episodes, but I was kind of back and forth on it because trying to do my job, and also my back's been, like, been giving me problems. But I watched a lot of it. It's an interesting show. I got to get back to like season 2 or episode 2 of the season and rewatch it and go on. But I got the gist of it. It's an interesting show. The premise is pretty good, and
it's some really good acting, right? I mean, it's amazing that if you look at the cast of The Walking Dead, right, the first 4 or 5 years, and you look at the people that have made it out of that, I don't know if I would have said Stephen Yeun is going to be one of the big actors, today, and he has become one of the big actors, an A-list actor in the entertainment business.
Oh, he was the perfect Glenn. I mean, especially somebody who read the comic, he fit Glenn. He was one of those comic to show characters that I don't know, he played the character well, but looked just like his comic counterpart. And he wasn't. I don't think he was the greatest actor when he first started. You could tell he was new. I don't want to knock. He was always really good, but as an actor, you can see his growth and all these different things he's done. And yeah, he's really good.
Andrew Lincoln, and then I'm trying to, some of the girls still working. I'm trying to think of who was his partner, who's doing a lot of movies now. Played The Punisher.
John Bernthal.
So John Bernthal has made big time, crossover to movies. Really good actor. Anything he does is great. Andrew Lincoln, they got so many spin-offs coming. Andrew Lincoln's great. Very nice, by the way. If you ever see Andrew Lincoln out, he will sign a photo with you. He will take a selfie with you. So if you see Andrew out, you can tell him that Big Schwag and John said hello, and we'd love to get a picture with
John. I know Schwag.
He don't know me either. He knows my wife, but he doesn't know me. But Stephen Yeun, man, has become the A-lister, right? He is an A-list actor right now. That's going to do whatever he wants. So, and he's so good in this movie.
Yeah.
This TV show, this series that my wife went to a screening last night, a Q&A with him and Ali Wong and the director. And it was great. I mean, I don't know what to tell you, folks. Beef, make sure you watch it. Now, another series that's a little more horrific that my wife loves, and I've never watched it.
Yeah,
but you started watching it. Is Yellow Jackets?
Yeah, you got me started on that one. I see a lot of people love it. It does have that Lord of the Flies vibe, and I guess a little bit of Lost element, but it also has like Melrose Place elements to it, and I just don't know what direction they're actually going with. It's got an amazing cast,
the cast is great, and I still haven't watched it, and I don't know what it is. When someone tells me that I got to go watch it, now usually my wife is. We will try stuff together when both of us are home. We'll check out movies. I mean, I'm a horror movie guy, or I like old movies. I like the 70s, and I love the 60s, in which she's like, we got to watch Cool Hand Luke again, or On the Waterfront. I mean, that's stuff that I love, or Outlaw Josie Wales. And then we get into the 80s horror, which she's good with, but she's really good on the series. And loves the series, all this stuff, especially if it's a limited series where we can power watch it, in a week or two. I mean, in a month we went through Ozark, which, by the way, Ozark was just.
It was good. I liked it a lot. It had some, it had issues towards the end where you always got that convenient story, script writing. Which I get when you have so many different twists and turns, and I find a lot of shows get themselves caught in it where it's hard to sustain and have a oomph for a finish. And Ozark was great about it. I think Breaking Bad was my favorite when it came to like that style. That's my favorite drama show, because even though there were those moments too, overall it was really well thought out. and felt like I had a plan.
And I auditioned.
Yeah.
I auditioned for Breaking Bad half a dozen times, and I've never watched it. I've only watched clips. I've only watched clips on Facebook and some of the funny stuff. And I will tell you, those two guys, you know, they got their own tequila out, and the wife has a couple bottles. Because those guys are great. They go out, they promote their tequila. You know, they're doing the commercials now, which is great. And
I haven't seen Bryan Cranston and what's his name who played Jesse Pinkman. I can't even think of his name for whatever reason.
Oh, shoot.
But we should catch up on some of these comments.
Yeah, let's go.
We got that one. Everyone said, Brett, your scenes were awesome. I guess Joel was in the movie, so you acted with Joel.
I killed Joel.
You killed Joel. Oh yeah, he was down here. It was fun getting killed by you, Brett.
Yeah, Joel. Now, see, Joel, who I don't think has ever acted before, but he's just as big as me, is not bigger. He did a great job, and you know, we gave him a bit of a hard time, but he was there the whole time. You know, he works with Nicole Vegas's husband, so it was pretty good. And he's saying now that all those guys are all, because they all got offered to, hey, come be in the movie, and a lot of those guys over where they work were like, oh man, we should have been in the damn movie. But there's always a part two. Yeah. I mean, Joel won't be able to come back unless he's under makeup or something. But
the old brother, the old twin brother, you know.
Oh my God,
brother, yeah. Gotta add.
Yeah, but Joel was he was on board, helped a lot with the filming of the movie and doing crew working as well, and he was great to kill. And he's got one of the best death scenes in the movie, period. So I mean, his is going to be, I think, in fact, when he dies, I'm not telling it, but then we get to see, the masks, I mean, our hoods come off, and you get to see, I think, for the first time that, well, I'm a mutant. So, but he did a really good job.
Yeah, the look was great. I mean, in the trailer, I really enjoy. I wish we could get sound so I could play the trailer. I don't know what's going on with that. Seems like StreamYard did an adjustment or an update, and it's working out bugs, because you were having trouble before when I was sending you the link. It was coming out different. So I don't know what's going on with StreamYards, because I didn't do anything except for share it and play it, and the sound won't come out. But it's a great trailer. If you guys haven't seen it, you can find it right on Cool Duder's channel, the Desert Fiends trailer.
Yeah, or Desert. You can go to my page, or
yeah, just look up Desert Fiends.
Desert Fiends on Facebook, or go look at Desert Fiends on YouTube. A couple other movies that have come out that I didn't get to see. Skinamarink.
Yeah,
I tried to watch it. I tried to watch the first 15 minutes because everybody's been talking about Skinamarink, and I don't know if it was late at night, but I fell asleep. So I don't know if anybody has watched Skinamarink. I hope I'm saying that right. But it got a lot of play. And then Megan.
Megan was great. I loved Megan. I haven't gotten through Skinamarink either, and I think I know some of the people that worked on it that are really talented, and I just was trying to watch it, but I didn't have time to focus on it. It's one of those ones I think you really have to pay attention to, from what I heard, and I know it's got mixed reactions. Some people really like it, and some people didn't. I just haven't had a chance to see it. I know Michael Toth wants me to watch it.
Oh, it's a Toth thing. Okay, all right.
Ricky Spanish in the house.
Is that what we call Michael? Is that Michael Toth's alias?
That's his That's his like slogan when he comes in. That's the way you know he's.
Oh, he's a pro wrestler now. I mean, I know he's like 6'6", but
you'll always see him in the comments. Ricky Spanish. Well, it's an American Dad guy that Roger plays. It's one of his alternate personalities.
Okay, all right.
And it's Mike's favorite personality. Did Better Call Saul is great too. Yeah, I finally watched the last season. They did a marathon of it. I missed a good portion of it, but it was really good. It was like Breaking Bad, a slow burn to it. A lot of people didn't like it, but I think a lot of people forgot how slow of a burn Breaking Bad was watching that show, and season after season. You really had to watch a few episodes to get, into those characters. It took me a while in season 1 to kind of get through it, and once you got to like see episode 4 in season 1, it's like, all right, it gets really interesting, but it's a slow burn.
Knock at the Cabin Door.
That was a good one. It was. I just think it pisses me off. That was one of those movies. I saw the trailer in the theater, and I just gave away too much. I pretty much guessed the whole movie and felt like I watched the movie through the trailer, and then I watched the movie, and Batista was great in it. There was some decent acting, but it was predictable after you saw the trailer. They pretty much let you know everything. If they just went with these individuals are holding this family hostage, I would have made sense.
Let me tell the wife. Honey, I told you I'm doing a thing.
The thing.
All right, I love you. Are you coming home? Oh, okay. She's out getting autographs today, so she, Elle Fanning. She's got a lot. My wife, if you guys don't know, if you go on Facebook, you can look up Hollywood Grapher, Grapher. My wife has a side hustle, or she gets celebrity autographs. And she's really good at it. She just said, "I'm so sorry." But today she was out getting Elle Fanning, getting Patty. I think his name's Patty, the king from the new Game of Thrones, the dragon deal. The king on that stuff.
What is it?
So she was out. What was that?
I know who you're talking about.
Yeah, so she was getting his autograph and some pictures today. So she did very well. And so if you guys ever want celebrity autographs, not just horror stuff, but if you want like some of the mainstream stuff, Hollywood Grapher on Facebook, and you can check out some of the stuff my wife does on the side. So Knock at the Cabin Door, I liked it. It's just what's his M. Night Shyamalan.
We got Officer Sal in the house. Yeah, Better Call Saul. I gotta say hi to Sal. I hope you're feeling well, my friend. Yeah, I agree. I thought it was just as good as Breaking Bad. And you know who I've seen a few times? He seems to be at a lot of Kansas City events, and he was just at the Orlando show. Was Giancarlo Esposito played?
Yeah.
He's that dude's.
He's a good actor. He's doing.
I think is one of the best villains of all time, TV villains. I mean,
he's great. There's a movie called Cuckoo coming out that and Bo is afraid with Joaquin Phoenix. Cuckoo, I just love the name anyways, but this is some of the stuff that the people are talking about that they're looking forward to this year. And then Joaquin Phoenix, I mean, anything he is in is going to be strange and good. So Bo is Afraid is his new movie coming out, and it's coming. And then of course The Evil Dead, which is getting really, really, really good reviews. And I see that Joe Gonzalez, Dirty Joe, who was one of our mutants that I'm going to be in his videos in the house. I told him to come on. I told him to get in here today and come on in and join the page and join the revolution. So thanks, Dirty Joe, for getting in here.
Big Joe
is like Beck. Joe is like Beck. I don't know if you folks know who Beck is, but Beck, in his first album or two, he does everything, right? He didn't have musicians, and Joe on his songs and the stuff he does, it's him. That's it, right? He says he brings in a drummer, and that's about it, and he does everything. So we're real excited on end of this month to go do a music video with him, where it's a little bit aliens. It's a little aliens meets some music. So we're pretty excited about that.
That's right. I think I saw a post about it. I think from Nicole about the video, the music thing. Maybe it was you who posted it out. But welcome to the chat, Joe. Welcome all you guys. Appreciate all the support in here. There's been some great movies. Megan, I really liked. We touched on that. I thought it was cool they did the unrated version on Peacock. I still haven't had a chance to watch the whole thing of that. I want to see what they added in compared to the theatrical version. But for a PG-13 movie, that's about as scary as you're gonna get. Yeah, it was pretty good. It was psychologically pretty well done. Had a little Terminator, a little Child's Play in it, but that's all right. I enjoyed it.
Nothing wrong with that. There's another movie. What was that? There's another movie coming out that called Infinity Pool. Alex Skarsgård, Mia Goth, which I'm excited about watching. I love Alexander Skarsgård, and Mia Goth is a really good actress who's been putting it down the last couple of years with a lot of good stuff. So that's some of the stuff that. Oh gosh, the new Exorcist. I don't know. There's two movies. There's two remakes they're doing: The Exorcist and Salem's Lot.
Yeah.
And I can't say nothing because I've been in two big remakes of movies.
Those were really well done. Those were really well done, and that's few and far between on a lot of remakes. Let's just be honest.
Oh yeah, The Thing.
In the bottle. I thought, and they did at the time. I think they did get some backlash. I know Friday the 13th. I got a lot of backlash. The 09 version at first.
Yeah, but a good movie with Derek Mears.
I agree.
But a really good. Yeah.
I loved it the whole time. But I think it's more loved now than it was when it came out. It got a lot of hate, and I think
directed by Marcus Nispel.
Yeah.
Marcus Nispel. We got to get him on sometime to chat. I'll see if we can do that. It just depends on what country he's in at the time. He directed two of the biggest horror movies in the last 20 years, as far as, grossing money, Texas Chainsaw Massacre, which I was in, and the Friday the 13th remake, 2009. Those are two of the biggest movies, grossing horror movies in the last 20 years. So, so I don't know. The Exorcist, Salem's Lot, the remake of The Thing. I tried to watch it again the other night, had a problem with it. The remake of The Fog. There was a remake of The Fog, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I just uneventful. It's tough to, rumor has it they want to remake Big Trouble in Little China.
They were talking about that for a while with The Rock playing.
Gosh, The Rock would be.
You don't touch.
You don't touch that, man. Classic. Escape from New York. I hear they want to redo. No. You want to do Escape from LA and make that a decent movie?
Some really good movies that didn't have a budget back in the day that had a great concept, but just not the budget behind it, that I could see a solid remake that maybe even wasn't appreciated back in the day that would get it more appreciation now with a remake honoring it. I think there's enough of those films out there that are interesting enough and had a really good storyline to begin with that you don't need to remake some of these films that they tend to have the need. Feel the need to remake.
What do some of the people in the chat room think? What would they like to see be remade? Does anybody got any? We got 200 people in there. Say something. Dirty Joe, what about you? What do you think? What would you like to see?
That's so hard. That's a tough one. I mean, even bad movies, if you still remember them. Let's just use The Toxic Avenger as an example. You can't remake that movie. It being cheesy made it what it is. But I could see him trying to do it.
I agree. I think that some of the movies I would like to see that are children shouldn't play with dead things, which I've been champion for 15, 20 years, because it was one of those movies I saw when I grew up that was a little bit scary, a little bit cheesy, and I think they could. Silent Shed's saying remake Phantasm. No, you can't remake Phantasm. You don't have the tall man anymore. Angus Scrimm is gone.
Yeah.
You can't. Some of the things are perfection, like, to do a Halloween, like a remake of the original, it's not going to work.
It's going to take, I think Halloween needs at least and I'm a huge Halloween fan, if anybody knows. I think after that last trilogy, it needs at least 5 years to simmer down before making another one or rebooting it, because you're not going to get Jamie Lee Curtis back. You can't really reboot it. I think the story kind of ended where it was, and it's just kind of better to leave it there.
Mr. Joel Callison is saying Basket Case.
Yeah,
I could see a remake of Basket Case. It could be
darker. It could be a darker version of Basket Case. I loved what it did at the time with the claymation. It was just cool. back in the day. That was one of the first movies with it, and they used a lot of it. And you know they spent a lot of time on it, but I could see a darker version of that. And they kind of did with what was the
they did a basket case too, right?
What was it? The one Malignant. That was kind of basket casey.
Silent Shred is saying Rawhead Rex.
Remake of Demon Toys.
Demonic Toys, yeah.
I don't know. Some of those were perfect being cheesy. You know, they were really.
Speaking of remakes, because we are having.
But Demonic Toys could be all right.
We are having a great guest next Saturday, folks. In case you don't know, Michael Bailey Smith from he's been in everything, but the remake of The Hills Have Eyes. Michael's going to come in. Michael's been in everything. Really good actor. A guy that I've gone up against over 20 years, actually 30 years of acting. I've gone up against a long time, and very smart guy. So he's going to come in and BS with us and talk movies, not just horror. So Michael Bailey Smith, I'll try to get something from him signed that we can give away. See if if he can ship me something real quick, or he can hold it up and we'll get your address. And
and he's going to be at Crypticon Denver also.
Yeah, real excited. So Michael, so in this business, in the acting business, it's tough. I shouldn't say it's tough. It shouldn't be tough to be friends with other actors, especially guys, the big guys. And Michael's is pretty still jacked. He's a little bit older than me, but he's really jacked. And in his heyday of acting, he was really big and buff. Played some pro football. He's got a good story of his life, a script that I'm going to be in that he's written, which is really good. Raised a great family, very smart actor. There's some history that I'll let him, if he'll tell you, I don't know if he's going to tell about it, but there is some Texas Chainsaw Massacre history with Michael Bailey Smith, and we'll see. It's up to him if he wants to talk about it, but that could be something very cool. So you don't want to miss that. We just lost John. John is probably coughing, but so Michael Bailey Smith, look him up, Google him. One of the great guys. It's going to be with me and John and Doug Tate and Christina Elise McCarthy. Christina Elise, we're going to be all up at Denver Crypticon. So
it's going to be a great show.
Yeah, we're really excited. I'm excited about it.
Here in Denver. And also, while we're talking about it, if anybody's a filmmaker out there, just hit me up. You got the film festival going on there. I know CJ Vecchio is also doing the Chicago one that's online. So make sure you hit up these guys. If you need any info, entering your films and
I think they're doing shorts too, right? So if you have a short, even if it's 10 minutes, 8 minutes or something. If you guys don't know about Crypticon, that's a big deal, man. Crypticon Denver, Crypticon Minnesota, Crypticon Kansas City. Really good guy running that. Always goes overboard at all those conventions. Just alone, the artwork alone on the shirts, on the convention shirts is freaking amazing. So I'm so excited that just to get some of those stuff. So if you're anywhere near, do you have the dates on some of that stuff? Maybe we can give the dates on a couple of those.
I got one. Give me 1 sec.
Yeah, let me look. I can tell us when we're at Crypticon.
I'm doing Crypticon Kansas City, which is in July.
Yes.
I believe Denver's in August.
Yes, Denver is in August.
Minnesota's in September. I just got to get the right dates, but
that's fine. So you can Google it. You can get on Facebook and look it up. Crypticon Denver. Look up Crypticon Kansas City.
Crypticon Kansas City is the 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Of
Crypticon Denver's 18th of July.
Okay.
Crypticon Denver is August 18th, 19th, and 20th. Then I have Crypticon Minneapolis the 15th, 16th, and 17th.
Yeah.
And then Midwest Monster Fest
Yeah.
That's a 2-day, isn't it? That's the 24th and 25th.
I believe so, and that's in that is in East Moline, Illinois. It's in the Quad Cities. Davenport, Iowa, is on one side. Moline and Rock Island are on the left. So I'm excited. 10 years I used to go do called Sturgis on the River, a bike show there. So I'm excited to. There's a little. I can't think of it. There's a little bar on the Illinois side that makes a Schwag burger. So I'm excited to take John to see that. So, but let's. May is coming up, and I got a couple appearances I'd love to shout about. May 6th, I'm going to be over there in Galveston, Texas, at Lone Star Heroes Comics and Toys. It is the free comic book day giveaway. Tom Matthews, CJ Graham, Tom McLaughlin. Which I'm pretty excited about because we were just talking about him, watching him as funny as he was in Vengeance 2.
1 and 2. Both. He was in 1 and 2. He was
real excited about that.
Role in 1.
Yeah. But May 6th, one day, it's probably 7 or 8 hours, and I think I'm doing full Leatherface costume photos. And I think a CJ Graham may be as well. And then coming up May 26th through the 28th, Carolina Fear Fest. This is going to be great. R.A. Mihailoff, Derek Mears, just Ray Santiago of Ashford's The Evil Dead, Dee Wallace, Seth Gilliam from The Walking Dead, Robert Mukes, my buddy, big Robert Mukes, Jennifer Banco, who was in
Texas,
R.A. She was the little kid, the little girl. Yeah. She's gonna be. She's all grown up now, by the way.
Oh yeah, she's a firecracker. I met her at Crypticon, Minnesota last year. She was really cool though.
And I've known Robert. I mean, I've known R.A. since I was 19 years old, and I've known Robert Mukes quite a long time. House of a Thousand Corpses, Westworld, and a whole bunch of other stuff. So, if you want to see big, Robert Mukes is like 6'10", so it's gonna be good. And then, late June and July 1st and 2nd, I'm going to be at Nickel City Con, which is in Buffalo, which is really great. I'm super excited about that. There's a lot of cool people going to be there. The Fonz is going to be there. Miko Hughes, CJ Graham, of course. So I'm pretty. Oh, Sting's going to be there, which is great because I was in the wrestling business, so I'm pretty excited about seeing that. But the day before Nickel City Con, I can't figure the day. I'm going to be driving across. I'm going to drive across the border there. I'm going to be at Deadly Grounds in Ontario, coffee shop, Deadly Grounds, which they bring in a lot of people. They bring in a lot of horror celebrities. Deadly Grounds, you can figure it out, and so make sure you check that out. Go to their Facebook page and Deadly Grounds Canada, and so. Yeah, May's going to be big. That's why thank goodness I'm feeling better. And then, and
something possibly in June you were talking about. I don't want to say what it is, but that we might be able to hook up at.
Again. Oh, yeah. Can't do it.
Oh, you can't do it, huh?
No, the Gustero Chopper show, I'm not going to be able to make it. I'm real bummed in Kansas because I wanted to go see you and I wanted to go to Town Topic Hamburgers.
Oh, yeah.
I would have to lose. I want to lose like 25 pounds just to go to Town Topic for 3 days and put it all back on. So, folks, if you're in the Kansas City area, Kansas City proper, Town Topic Burgers, they have a grill that's been there for like 35 years. So, I mean, it's all the same grease from 35 years ago. It's so good. But yeah.
I did see your comments. I believe that's Kyle. Yes, buddy, we all want to work with you, bud. I'm a big fan of you. Kyle Rappaport, we're going to get him on. The Shackled Demon Project, we're going to get those printed soon and have those on some of these convention tables. Great movie by our good friend Kyle Rappaport, Movie Buff One, and his friend Doug Godino. 2 kids made it about 14 years ago now. I was really impressed with it. Septum Sin did a great edit on it, but they only had a limited run of 30 of them. So we're going to get those printed out again and find a convenient way for everybody to watch it because it's definitely worth checking out in the indie community. Really, really cool found footage. So Kyle, we didn't forget about you. We're gonna get you on, buddy. I know it's been real busy for Brett to watch the Shackle Demon Project. You've been on the road. You haven't been feeling good, but we'll both watch it. I want to rewatch it again. I've seen it about 7 times, so I'll watch it an 8th, and we'll get you on. We'll talk about it with Doug. So all right,
that'd be great.
Yeah.
Well, I think that any last comments from the peanut gallery? Anybody? Something? Ask us a question.
Everybody wants to work with you, Brett.
I'm good to work with. Now, listen, I got a couple weekends and some dates free in June, folks. I believe June, and you know, things start getting busy after that. So if you got a movie, I know if Steve Merlo.
Yeah.
Steve Merlo's got I'm going to just announce it. So The Unseen, I believe it's called. Am I correct on that?
Yep.
So Steve Merlo, I gave him a little bit of crap, and I said, Merlo, what's up with the big Schwag? And he goes, you want to come to, you know, Western Canada on your own dime? And I said, well, no. He's like, well, good, because I have some voiceover work for you on the movie. So I'm going to be doing, I just had to sign a little NDA for him.
Steve on. I haven't had Steve on in a while. I'd love to get him back on. Get him on.
Yeah, good dude. So I'm excited to at least be a part of that film, doing some voiceovers. In fact, I got to sign this and send it to him so he'll announce me. He is like a smart film producer. In fact, let me tell you something, folks. If you are making movies and you're gonna send out scripts and you're gonna send out stuff to actors, potential actors or producers, get an NDA on them, so you know you can't complain later on if something gets stolen from you. So you know, it's just a word of advice.
Anson's ready for his arm wrestling rematch, brother. Anson Days.
Yeah, Anson. Well, Anson, you know, Anson did a great job. He just, you know, I've been in the gym, Anson. I've been, you know, after I was in the gym quite a bit before Desert Fiends, and you know, Joel, you know, hanging out with Callison, you know, Joel's like 300 and something pounds, so you got to be careful. So I was getting in good shape. So I'm going to be in better shape for the next movie. So I'm ready to go.
Yeah, you're pumping iron. You're going to get even stronger this time, you know. I test Brett for this one because he's going to come in swell. He's going to be coming in swelled.
Swole.
You're going to be coming in
swell. I can come in svelte.
I can't speak tonight, Brett. Give me a break.
Well, I can come in svelte.
You can come in swollen, you can come.
But you want to be swollen like the Terminator. But yeah, so next week, folks, Saturday, 7:30 Pacific time, 9:30 Central time.
Yeah, 10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time.
10:30 p.m. Eastern Standard. Saturday. Michael Bailey Smith. We're real excited to have him on. So make sure you come hang with us, and well, I'll get Michael to sign a picture. And we'll give it away to somebody that maybe I'll ask a question about Michael. So study up on Michael Bailey Smith. Go to his IMDb page, look him up, probably michaelbaileysmith.com, something like that. He should have something. And study up on him, because we will ask a question about something about he has been on or something he has done. And the person that answers it, we'll get him to ship you a signed pic for free. Compliments. I'm shooting the shit with DK and the Schwag
for shipping and shipping and handling.
Of course,
but free other than that. No, just kidding. Yeah, we'll do something for free. We'll figure out the best way to do it.
Yeah,
the 2 other shows we got Monster Expo. We both got Monster Expo, and then I'll be at Scarefest, Kentucky, to finish everything off the following.
Yeah, it looks like we'll both be in. Well, hopefully both will be at Scarefest. I'm going to be out there anyways for Bad Boy Mowers, so we're just trying to get that confirmation, because I have about 50 bloody sledgehammers from my guys out there, out the way that we want to give away. Well, not give away, but we want to sell them for a good price and get them signed for you. So make sure you folks, if we tell you we're going to be someplace and it's in a state near you, even if you don't want to buy something, even if you just want to come say hello, take a picture with us, and check out some of the. John has some of the most amazing. When he sets up a table, it's pretty amazing. So, and some of the masks and some of the cool stuff, and some of the guys that John uses to make some masks for him, because John's a collector. He just doesn't, John collects masks. If you haven't seen the stuff that he's got in the background, I see you got a Leatherface mask.
You look under these tables out in the. Yeah, there's a lot.
That's nothing. That's nothing compared to what he brings when he goes to a convention. Sometimes 3 tables worth, just the most amazing stuff. And so, someone's going to be at Monster Expo too.
I believe that's Kyle. Kyle lives right by.
Oh, cool.
So he might be. So I'll be talking when we have him on. We'll talk a little bit about that too. So
that's great.
I believe that's Kyle. So seeing him at Monster Expo will be great. And seeing old friends, because I'm from Massachusetts. That's Taunton, Massachusetts. I can't remember what days it is. Let me look. I just want to tell you right now.
I can go. I'll tell you right now.
It's the 14th and 15th. It's a 2-day event.
It is the 14th and 15th. Yes. Yes. And then the next weekend is Screamfest. And then the next weekend after that, Halloween weekend, basically. The 28th, I'll be at Frightmare in the Falls again in Canada, which I'm excited about. So, all right, folks, listen. No excuses. Next Saturday, Michael Bailey Smith's going to be on. Do a little bit of homework on him. One of the coolest guys in the business. Been in some major TV shows and movies. Not just the guy that does horror movies, but the legitimate, really good guy and really good actor. So it's been great, John. We just got the BS tonight.
Yeah, it was kind of nice. It was relaxing. It was fun. Thank you guys in the chat. Thank you, Brett. And Scarefest was the last one. I had to give them an announcement. Shouted out everybody else. And I love Scarefest and Brandon and the team over there. So that's October, the following weekend. But yeah, great show. A lot of fun. I can't wait to sit down with Michael Bailey and talk some of the films he's been in. Some of my favorite ones. The Hills Have Eyes, some of Nightmare on Elm Street. Yeah.
Super Freddy,
man. Yeah, he's awesome, man. He's had some great roles.
He has.
So thank you, everybody. Thank you, Brett. And until probably next weekend, Saturday, unless we announce something before that, we'll see you. Peace out.
See ya.